Okay, so you say you have your own company? Okay, so here's the thing. There's people in your company who don't like their jobs, okay? Really. The only reason they haven't left, these 85% that are sitting in your office right now, you know why they haven't left? Because they haven't found another job yet.
Well, studies show that only 15% of employees are fully engaged in their work. What about the 85% that are not? Well, some are disengaged and phoning it in. But worse, there's a high percentage of those employees that are actually actively disengaged, actually sabotaging your growth.
I can tell you most people that are younger, and telling you from working in software sales and seeing with the people that I work with, we literally as friends will talk, and even in some cases, people will be sitting in their jobs looking for a new job. And as soon as a better job comes up, they're gone. They don't care. And the only time that I've ever sat with any managers were ones that were not understanding that potential person was literally, it really comes back. It's really as simple as wasn't engaged.
Engagement is when you have employees that care. When you have someone who is not just coming in and phoning it in, but someone who's actually going above and beyond on a daily basis without even thinking about it. Engaged employees are the ones who are stakeholders in the future of your company.
I think as a feeling, we all know when we've not been engaged. We all know when we haven't liked the job. We all know when we are looking forward to the weekend, right? But I think, engagement doesn't look like a Bollywood film, So, nobody's running through a field of flowers.
And isn't it great when you have an employee that has the same high standard, who you can count on, who delivers, who you can catch and pitch with when you have new ideas, who adds to what you're doing, and in fact, as a team, you make things even better. It's not just fun to deliver, but it's fun, the process of delivering becomes fun. The process of getting the success is fun, where you really enjoy working with this person. And don't you wish you had more people like that on your team?
Isn't it time that people go into work and are just as engaged and not saying, well, I go on great vacations, we have a nice house, we have a nice car. Yeah, I want to have a full-time, all the time, great life, not just the time I go on vacation. And I think other people should as well.
So how are you going to deliver the next stage of growth? By hiring the right people. You know very well what the right people can do for your team and for your productivity and for your targets, and you know what kind of damage the wrong person can do. You know the consequence to your bottom line, to your targets, to the growth that you need to deliver. So your new superstar has come on board. It takes about 3 weeks before you get that sinking feeling that you've got the wrong person. And you think about all of the questions, how perfectly they answered them. You think about the CV, the experience. They met the rest of the team, how much everyone liked this person. You do this mental autopsy of where did we go wrong? And you really then use the word we, because you had the HR person missed the boat on what you asked them. You had the rest of the team, your colleagues, who also had time to interview, and everyone came back with a resounding yes. And it is just such a resounding no. And it's only been 3 weeks, and what has changed? What information did you miss? And I think this is the most difficult part of the hiring process, because we all set it up that we do our due diligence. And since we do already from the beginning take the process in a methodical, cautious way, it's that much more surprising, devastating, frightening when we have to redo it. Because it's like, you know what? I actually thought about what I wanted. I communicated that to the HR person. I said, here's what we're looking for. Here's what we're looking for as far as technical competence. Here's what we're looking for as far as team fit. it's not my first circus, it's not my first day. And then you get the stack of resumes, you really highlight the ones that you know are the creme de la creme, right? The ones that you know already have the background and the experience that you're looking for. Meeting them seems almost like a formality, but of course you take it very seriously. You ask questions trying to ensure that you're touching on all of the points, right? Are they the right technical fit? Are they the right experience level? Are they the right personality type? Are they going to be the person that can really deliver for you, for your team, and for all of the things that you have on your plate that you need this person to absolutely own? That, I think, is the problem, that we are already putting a lot of thought into it, right? And then when it goes wrong, by saying, well, yeah, I didn't take it seriously. Because I think all of us do take the process seriously. And especially people who are successful like you are, take all of the things and absolutely understand what great team members deliver and what poor team members deliver. I'm here to tell you, it's not your fault. You've been stuck with the 20th century old model of hiring. The old model of hiring is not data-driven. It's not looking at all the factors that you need to assess a candidate fully. The old model of hiring is setting you up for failure. With such a system in place, is it really a surprise that hiring is broken? Is it really a surprise that it's only after 3 weeks into having someone get onboarded that you realize if you've made a mistake or not? With such a system in place, it's not a surprise that we have the high turnover rates we do.
So let's talk about what has the hiring process looked like in the past and how has it evolved since the Industrial Revolution. Well, I don't expect that you guys have done this, so I have. Looked through old newspaper ads, and it's quite amusing. They're looking for sturdy people in the past, so I don't really know what that means, but we don't do that now. But we haven't actually changed that much. So what have we changed? You know, bravo for us. The reach has grown massively. So in the past, someone might have put ads in their windows, you know, hiring, to newspapers, to now the internet, and of course the targeted searches we can do now via social media. But when you talk about content, it hasn't evolved at all. We still talk about the job description as what we need from the person, what they should bring to the table, what we intend to pay them, and how they should apply. That formula is still the formula we use. And what about assessment? Well, we focused on technical factors in the past, skills, experiences, schools, and we haven't really changed much of that. Even today, when we know that the requirement on both sides has gone to another level. So he says, I want you to find a bold, innovative way to do everything exactly the same way it's been done for, well, we put in the 225 years.
Have you ever been interviewed and been asked this question about how many tennis balls there are in a particular city? I'm too dumb for that question. You know, I don't play tennis. I get all frazzled about that. Okay, I've gotten asked, how many hairdressers do you think there are in the greater whatever, you know, city area? And I don't know. Shall we look it up in the phone book? Okay, phone books don't exist anymore, so maybe we can Google that. Real life jobs have nothing to do with this random selection process that we have set up. There is a better way. There is a way to hire to achieve the growth that you've set out to achieve. The way to do that is by implementing the new model of hiring. New model of hiring, the focus is on engagement. Engagement means having people on board who care about the business as much as you do. How do you engage people? By delivering on their basic human needs.
So Gallup, having studied employees across hundreds of countries for decades now, puts it really precisely. Employees are engaged when their basic human needs are met. So then, what are these basic human needs? Well, the first is, starting from the bottom, safety and certainty. You know, we all have that need for security. And I really like to point out that Tony Robbins has variety on his list of basic needs. But I think we all pay to get on roller coasters, but nobody volunteers to be part of an earthquake. So even though we like variety, we like to have a controlled framework around it. And then the next need we have is the need for achievement, significance, for growth. And we have this need for love and belonging, for connection. And finally, we have this need for contribution and purpose, to do something bigger than ourselves. But now, if you want to have a great employee, to bring innovation, creativity, customer service, you need the whole person to show up. You need their motivation, you need their commitment, you need their personality to show up.
In the new model of hiring, we need to address all of the basic human needs. So how do we, as employers, address these needs? Well, the safety and security one, we have easily addressed with a paycheck. The need for growth is addressed by offering employees a clear career growth path. The lack of professional opportunity is the number 2 reason why employees leave their organizations, why they quit their jobs. The need for connection is the next fundamental human need. And this need is satisfied and addressed most with the relationship that individuals have with their managers. Dissatisfaction in the relationship with their managers is the number 1 reason why people leave their jobs. The new model addresses the need for growth by clarifying the growth path for the employee. The new model addresses connection by ensuring a compatibility with the hiring manager and the employee. And it addresses the need for contribution by being crystal clear about the values of the organization and the purpose of the organization. So how do we do that? Well, it's what we call a data-driven hiring model. You need to develop a database that you can assess compatibility with, that you can assess values with, and that can store all of the answers to the questions that you've asked per position. And this is the basis for filtering and sorting your candidates. This is the selection criteria that'll allow you to confidently determine who you need to reject, who might make it on your shortlist, and finally, who are the top candidates that you need to take time to interview.
So you're really doing like a ranking for the compatibility between the hiring manager and all of the applicants. You're doing this values assessment, what you're actually offering in your environment and what is important for all the candidates, and doing, again, a ranking. And finally, you have your very position-specific questions. So whether they're skills-related, motivation-related, experience-related.
My name is Minal Joshi. I'm the founder of Open Elevator. Our mission is to revolutionize the workplace and address the global crisis in employee engagement. I'd like to invite you to register for a free online masterclass called Hiring for Engagement that I recently gave at Google's Innovation Campus in Warsaw, Poland. In this masterclass, you'll discover how to hire the right people so that not only do they stay, but they transform your growth potential. In the first lesson, you'll discover why hiring matters and why there's a global crisis of engagement in the workplace. In fact, only 15% of your employees are engaged. The rest are either disengaged or actively sabotaging your company's growth. You'll learn how to understand the basic human needs your company must deliver against to recruit and retain the best talent. In the second lesson, you'll discover why you're not alone. Almost every company is making the same recruitment mistakes. Your hiring process is based on an industrial age approach, which is no longer fit for the 21st century. an approach focused on technical skills, guesswork, and luck. This approach is not serving your business, and in fact, it is actively harming your potential. In the third and final lesson, you'll discover what a digital age hiring process looks like. You'll learn how to hire great performers who are there for more than just a paycheck. Once you have finished the online masterclass, I would like to invite you to have a free consultation with a member of the Open Elevator team. In the consultation, you'll discover how to transform the way your organization hires. You'll learn how to implement cutting-edge, data-driven strategies that'll reduce turnover and retain the best talent. So go ahead, click on the button below, enter your details, and we look forward to revolutionizing your company's workplace.